All right, Muscle Talk with me and IFBB Pro legend Jason Arns. The two.
Charlie and Charlie.
And Charlie. Charlie's
He's
he
gonna
gonna
be chiming in, every now and again to put his
is it?
2 cents in.
It's gonna be humping the pillow behind him. Or?
No, he don't do that. We cut his
No?
nuts off.
Yeah,
He's not a big humper. I saw a funny. Speaking of that, I saw a funny video. They were talking about, you know, guy dogs and girl dogs, and they said, "Isn't it weird how guy dogs never identify as girl dogs, right?
Yeah,
And girl dogs never identify as guy dogs,
right.
even after you cut a guy dog's nuts off."
Yeah,
He still doesn't identify
yeah.
as a girl dog.
Yeah,
He identifies as a male.
it's unbelievable.
We should learn from that. We can learn from that.
Why doesn't a trans man eat cheeseburgers?
So hold on, before you tell me the punchline. When you say a trans man, is that a girl that became a guy?
Exactly.
Or a guy?
Yeah.
All right, so a girl that became a guy.
Right.
There's a girl that became a guy.
Right.
Not eat burgers?
Yeah. Because she was a her before. Oh, fucking stupid. Speaking of dogs, after work, I went straight to the gym because Jolene's been okay holding it, right? But now Jolene holds it. She's not the problem. But Lola is getting old and she can't hold it. And I came home and it was fucking shit in her fucking crate.
Oh, she pooped?
Yeah. It's like, fuck.
Oh, that's rough.
So now I gotta go home, let them out, and then fucking go to the gym and whatever. It is what it is.
You gotta make a little pit stop. Is it out of your way, or is it like
no? It's not that bad, but I don't like doing it because I feel bad for Jolene because she's only 6 months old and she gets so excited, and then I gotta leave like whatever an hour later or whatever it is, and it's like I'd rather just come home and stay home, And
put a pad down or anything? Would she go on a pad?
Who the dog?
Yeah.
Well, Jolene will go on the pad if she can't hold it. Lola will go on the pad. But when she shits, it's kind of like all over the place. So she's fucking gonna be 15, bro. She's old as dirt. Anyway, bodybuilding. Did you see? Fucking nailed 1, 2, and 3 for Tampa.
Dude, you get so excited about this.
I do.
There's only 7 people in the show. You were bound to fucking hit it.
Yeah, but nobody had Lewis Breed picked for number 3.
The best 3 guys doing the show. Come on.
Everybody had Thomas picked.
It sounded like he just won the mega jackpot, like that fucking guy in Florida with 1.5 billion.
Yeah, but I did it in Chicago too.
Yeah, but there were 6 people there too. Call a real fucking lineup, and then you're the what do they call it? The Swami.
So Nostradamus.
Yeah.
So I tried to get that guy Reed because I've been going back and forth with him on Instagram because he did Tampa. He must be like vacationing in Florida because he's from the UK.
So is Hunter? I don't know. He hasn't really clarified it.
No, he's doing Texas.
But yeah, he speculated he was going to be in Texas. I don't know if that meant competing.
I'm pretty sure he is, but
Texas could be a very interesting show.
Yeah, it's Carlos, Hunter, and Andrew Jack. See, and this is what's going to happen.
So what if Hunter really looks the best and deserves to win? Will they give it to him? You know what I mean? Like,
believe me, I was thinking of the same thing, man. Because
what's after Texas?
After Texas, they're all in. I was just looking it up.
Overseas,
after Texas,
right?
Yeah, it looks like they're all overseas. Hold on, I was just looking it up. Okay, so we got Texas, Tampa, and we got Texas Pro. Then you have that's a Masters class. Then you have the Masters Olympia in Romania. And then you have, that's a Masters one. Then you have the Flex Weekend Pro in Italy. Then you have the European Pro in Alicante, Spain. Then you have the Chiru Classic in France. That's in the Masters one. Then you have the Legion Sports Fest in Nevada. And then you have...
When's the one in Nevada?
October 7th. And then you only have, then there's one in Italy on the same weekend as Legion Sports Fest, the Italian Olympus Pro, and then it's the Olympia. So, I know that the Alicante Spain one, I'm pretty sure the Alicante Spain one, Regan Grimes is doing it. Nathan D'Asha, Regan Grimes, Nathan D'Asha, and Big Vito. Good Vito. I keep calling him Big Vito. Big Vito was a wrestler in WCW, remember?
No.
Yeah, he was a wrestler in WCW. He was supposed to be
Oh,
like.
I thought you meant he. Oh,
No. Yeah, Good
yeah, it
Vito
was him.
is his name. But Big Vito was a
Big
wrestler.
Vito. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, so and then so you're not gonna have too many fucking shots to win anymore unless you want to go overseas, and then that leaves Reno. So now these next couple of shows are going to be relatively stacked with guys that want to win. Because look, if you got Hunter, Carlos, and Andrew Jack in Texas, only one could win. And then, I mean, maybe they go overseas. I know Andrew Jack has done that before.
We got to wait till Nevada.
Or wait till Nevada.
Over.
Yeah.
So
And
they got to stretch it, dude, and then do it again for the Olympia.
Yeah, right.
That's why, dude,
I just don't know. Yeah.
Get in early.
Yeah, seriously.
Early, give yourself a break and then fucking do it.
And you qualify, and bodybuilding has a very short memory. So the pressure's off. Nobody's even talking about Tony O'Burton because he won New York Pro in May. So everybody's talking about Hunter, Carlos, Andrew Jack. And that's another thing I wanted to bring up. Did you see what Keone, Keone, the prodigy, whatever.
Preon.
Do you see what he looks like?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's doing Texas 212 or if he's doing the one in Romania.
Did he say he's going back to 212?
Yeah, he's going to be in 212. Yeah. Yeah, because
that's good.
Yeah, I know. Do you think whatever 212 show he does, he's going to win? Because but do you think he could beat Clarida in the Olympia?
I don't know. I mean, dude, he's got a nice look.
He does, but this is just my opinion. I don't know. If you remember a couple of years back, he bailed out of the Olympia. He was saying that he had some kind of some kind of anxiety, depression, mental issues that he had to take care of first, and blah blah blah. And if you look at the Olympia that he did last year, he came in shape, but he didn't come in chiseled, peeled like Kamala Gardner or like Sean Clarida. That whole thing about, and this is what I mean by the human nature part, that whole thing about, the anxiety and I got to deal with it and so on and so forth. I don't know if he has what it takes to really suffer to beat a guy like Clarida, because Clarida, he literally lives suffering when he does a show. I mean, the guy does not miss he doesn't come out of shape ever. He is the most consistent in shape guy. It's
well, that's what makes competing ultimately at the highest level, okay,
right,
but at any level, relatively speaking, that's what makes competing so difficult, is because as hard as it is from a physique point of view, from a training point of view, from a malnutrition point of view, from dieting and restrictive dieting and watching calories and the extended cardio and the wear and tear, you have to have that mental edge. You have to have that mental stability.
Yes, exactly.
You got to get there. You know what I mean? You need all these tools. You need all these tools to be a bodybuilder, right?
Right.
And you need that mental strength, that psychological strength, just to get you there.
Right.
I know people all the time that bail out, not just bail out where they quit or they have anxiety before a show and don't do it. Do they find ways out? They cheat on their diet,
self-sabotage. Yeah,
they'll do certain things, and then they get there and they're not their best, or they'll break mentally first.
Yeah, right.
Because a lot of people can't handle that kind of pressure, or handle what it really takes to get there.
Yeah, it's not, only somebody who has really competed to win. Like, there are people that go in and kind of like, oh, I'll give it a shot, and they kind of half-ass it and they look decent or whatever. But if you go in a show and compete to win and you go and balls to the wall, The people who have never done it don't realize the stress, the pain that goes in, especially the month before.
Dude, my last Olympia was 2011.
Mm.
I was helping two other guys for the same Olympian. Right?
Oh my God.
In the open class. So I was in the 202.
Yeah.
And I was helping two guys in the open class.
And you were prep. Yeah, right.
I was prepping them. One guy looked the best he ever looked, ended up somewhere in the top 10, I believe.
It's great.
The other guy, dude, all of a sudden, a couple weeks out, like I'm not hearing from him. His check-ins aren't coming on time. He finally gets in touch with me when he gets out to Vegas. And dude, I'm in a diner. There's 3 a.m. Where you got to be, we have weigh-ins tomorrow. You got this, you got that. Like, don't you want me to, don't you want me to look at you? Like, I was like, I got my own shit to do. I don't need to worry about you too. But dude, he's like, you know what, dude? He's like, I got to get some food in me. I said, you didn't bring your own food? No, I didn't bring anything. Like, he just gave up.
Yeah.
Just gave up.
Yeah.
Like when you leave.
So I would rather see, this is what I mean by being, look, it's okay.
His excuse was, at least I could say I made it to the Olympia stage.
No, that's bullshit. Yeah. Look, it's okay to break.
Yeah.
Right? Because people do it all the time. Okay. Everybody has a fucking breaking point. All right. Doesn't mean you're a coward or you're a loser. It fucking happens. Some people don't have a breaking point, But he should just
has a breaking point. You push them hard enough,
right,
until they break.
You should have.
Military is trained.
Yeah, he should have just called you and said, "Hey, listen, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I'm ready to fucking collapse." It
wasn't even that. He wasn't even doing the work.
Whatever the case is,
but cardio, wasn't dieting right. He was just.
Well, don't lead your trainer on. Do you know what I mean? At least be honest with him. Listen, it happened to me. The last show I did in 2014. Again, I am not on your level, not even close, right? But just for an example. The last show I did, when I did your show in 2012, I came in second in the open, and then I did the tri-state, and I came in second. I won the Masters overall, but I was really gunning for the open. So then I was like, I did it again in 2014, and I was like, all right, I want to win the open, and I did the Brooklyn Grand Prix, right? I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to win the open. A couple of weeks, and I was fucking really like buckling down and whatnot, because at that time I was thinking to myself, okay, if I can win the open in Brooklyn, I could probably go on to a national level show, right? Maybe a year later, whatever. This is what was my plan at the time. 2 weeks before, man, or like I think it was like a week before. Yeah, about a week before, I just fucking broke. And I called up the trainer at the time, the guy that was prepping me, and I was like, look, man, I don't know if I'm fucking doing this. I'm like ready to fucking collapse. And he goes, all right, listen, don't worry about it. We'll maybe tomorrow morning we can go get breakfast together and talk it over. No big deal, man. If you don't want to do it, that's up to you. I went with my wife. I got a bunch of fucking pizza and Dunkin' Donuts. Ate like a pig. The next morning I called him up. I said, okay, we're back to business.
Just needed a moment.
Sometimes you just, but
just a moment.
But
in the final week.
Yeah, the week before.
But in the final week.
Yeah.
That's what it was for you.
What?
When did you break?
Oh, about a week before.
Oh, a week. Oh shit! I know it was that close.
Yeah, a week or a week and a half before. And I remember that night. I was so fucked up. I remember that night. I was so fucked up mentally, right? I was like, all right, I'm going to go home. I'm going to take a Xanax. I'm going to fucking go to sleep, right? Now, I don't normally take Xanax, and I haven't taken it in my cabinet. So I take the Xanax, and, they were the sticks, and I just break a quarter off, and I take it, and I'm laying there for like half hour, 45 minutes, and nothing's happening. So I go into the fucking cabinet and I look at the bottle, and it's like expired for 2 years. I'm like, son of a bitch, fuck. And then that's the night I was just like, I can't fucking do this anymore. It was just, it's not easy. So when I hear guys like that, like, I understand, I get it. But now what happens is if you're going to ask me who could win or who could beat who. That comes into play.
But imagine if you were at the Olympia.
I couldn't. I've never been there. I couldn't.
But you'd think at that level, you'd be past all that shit.
Right.
You think, but no, dude, it's really no different. It's just higher up.
Yeah.
So people have these issues and episodes, well, in all arenas, in all arenas of sports, but
right.
But you take something like bodybuilding where it's so restrictive because you're being tortured. You're basically torturing yourself.
Yeah.
It's different than football or.
Yeah, you don't have to fucking maybe I was gonna say maybe wrestling, yeah.
Well, dude, but then you eat and you're fine. You suck down for the scale and you're fine. And that's a 24 to 48 hour. This is months of fucking,
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, very little carbs. Some
willpower. Nonstop power.
And then there was some guys that I used to be so fucking I would envy so bad because they didn't have to low carb it like Juan Morel. I remember like he would put up posts on his Instagram him going to
McDonald's
supermarket buying ice cream and shit and all this crap, and it's like and he just couldn't if he dieted too hard he would shrink, he would so I would envy these guys. I'm like, son of a bitch, it's easy for you. And then I remember the last Arnold, that Dexter one, and he was talking whoever was interviewing after he won it, and he's like, it's like, yeah, I prepped for 8 weeks, I did 20 minutes of cardio, and I'm like, I'm listening to this, I'm like, 20 minutes of cardio when you won the Arnold class, and I'm like trying to do the Brooklyn Grand Prix, and I was doing an hour of cardio.
Yeah, but dude, guys like Dexter, like he was in shape year round,
Yeah, and he was a freak of nature. I mean, he was bound to be a bodybuilder, But I don't know, like if Keone can come in peeled, but that's the thing. I don't know. Clarida, he doesn't do a show unless he's fucking spot on peeled, And the last time, well, he lives in Texas now, but the last time I saw him in Jersey a couple of weeks before the Olympia, I tapped him on the back, and he had his headset on with his hood up, and because he always wears a big baggy shirt in the gym, and his wife looks at me, and I went, because she didn't acknowledge me, and I went, don't worry about it. I know. And I just kept walking, that means he was fucking dying,
Yeah.
And, so if I don't know if Keone could bring himself there. If Keone can bring himself there, he probably can beat him. But I don't know if he could bring himself there. I don't know. He'd have to, because we haven't seen it yet. I mean, we've seen him in shape. We've seen him win.
Sean has that wow factor.
Big time. Yeah.
But he's flawed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's flawed. But dude, he's so dominant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of like Dorian. Dorian was so dominant that he
good
just
comparison
over people.
That's right. Good comparison. Yeah.
Where Keone is just so genetically blessed.
Yeah.
He has the aesthetics. He has the shape. He has the symmetry. He has the flow.
Yeah.
More pleasing to look at.
Do you think that happens a lot? Do you think guys who are genetically
for years? You take guys like Flex Wheeler, and Sean Ray, and Kevin Levrone, and they couldn't touch Ronnie. They couldn't touch Dorian.
Yeah. No, what I mean is it the fact that they are so genetically gifted that it takes them there, and then they never really have to suffer.
Well, I think they all suffer, right? But I think somebody who is genetically superior will lack a little bit. Now, this is in all cases.
Mm-hmm.
They will lack a little bit in work ethic because they didn't have to try that hard.
Right.
Get to where they're at. They got in shape easy. They built muscle easy. The shape is given to them. It's nothing they had to work for.
Right.
Abs. They had the full muscle bellies. They didn't really have to train for that. That just came naturally. As opposed to a guy that's got to grind it out.
Yeah.
And earn every fucking ounce.
Like a Dorian or like a Branch Warren.
Yeah. So you take that workout.
Or even Ronnie. Right.
Yeah. That goes into the dieting. That goes into the sacrifice.
Right.
Goes into the preparation. Like we used to have like a joke, East Coast guys against West Coast guys, and they were all more relaxed in their training and dieting, where we on the East Coast used to fucking grind it out.
Right.
And, we'd make training videos, and they thought it was just for the camera. They didn't realize we do this shit fucking.
Yeah. I
365
remember King Kamali bringing that up. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, my opinion is I don't think anybody's going to beat Clarida. I think Father Time is going to beat Clarida. So, I think the same thing that's going to happen to Clarida is, now don't get me wrong, right? I get Derek beat him, right? I get it. But Derek, was just so much more massive, and he wasn't supposed to be a 212 guy. He blew
Derek
up.
was also more pleasing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
But I think
opens the door for somebody who is pleasing,
like
right?
a Keone, right?
Yeah.
Like a Keone. But I think
Interesting.
in my opinion, I think the only thing that's going to beat Clarida is going to be Father Time, and then you kind of see him like he can't get into shape he used to. He's not a young dude anymore. He's got to be in his late 30s at this point.
Yeah.
So, but I just question whether Keone can suffer enough to get down to that grainy, hard look, and the fucking death face.
Oh, dude, if he tastes it, if he could taste that blood in the water.
I know, but we'll see what happens.
What he needs. Maybe that's what he needs to drive him.
But at the same time, I've been proven wrong before. Like Hunter did it.
Yeah.
Hunter never really killed himself before, and then this year he just fucking did it. He's like, I have no choice. It's either this or I'm gonna be mediocre. So it's a possibility he turns it around. It's all right, because Hunter at Tampa looked fucking insane.
So in my opinion, Hunter definitely took a few steps in the right direction.
Yeah.
I don't think he was as dry as he needs to be at the Olympia.
As he could be, yeah.
Well, not could be, because this, I think, was his best conditioning ever.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Or at least close to it.
Yeah.
But at the Olympia, he still has to step that up.
Yeah.
His back, whatever he did for his back is definitely working. He needs to continue that.
Yeah.
That lower end of the lower lats and the erectors and the lower part of the middle back, that is starting to show more now. He needs to keep
it
that
improved,
up.
but yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's definitely a few steps in the right direction. He needs to keep it up and definitely dial it in a little bit more for the Olympia.
I agree.
A great showing.
He looked fantastic
for him after a subpar performance at the Olympia.
Yeah. And De La Rosa looked good too. He really did.
I look great, dude.
He did. He just ran into Hunter Labrada. That was the problem.
And size difference was,
Oh yeah, Hunter was so much wider. He's not relatively thicker. He's so much wider that even
like a bigger human being.
Yeah.
But John looked fucking great.
And incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. I messaged him to see if he's going to do another show, but I don't, he'd have to go overseas or do the Legion.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know because, but it's, he didn't message me back. Usually he does, but he didn't message me back. But, and that guy Breed, man, he's impressive.
He looked good too.
He lives like, he has that thick, grainy, hard. But getting back to Hunter, this is one of the things, like, you're right about, he has to come in like maybe 5-10% harder for the Olympia, because I don't know which one it is. We'll look it up. But they compared him to Nick Walker. And they compared him from the front. And from the front, Hunter looks better because he's, more pleasing. But then they compared the back and they turned around, and Nick from the back is just fucking lights out, man. It's just,
there's not many people that could compete with Nick from the rear.
Yeah, no.
Nick looks great from the side also.
Yeah, man, he's massive.
Side chest from head to toe.
Yeah, his density, his
fucking pretty damn perfect looking.
Yeah, I know. When he does the what is it?
His front bicep is most muscular. His absent thigh, he just comes across as square.
Yeah, but his other shots are lights out shots.
Yeah, his side shots, his rear shots, dude. He's fucking.
Yeah, let me see if I could bring it up because they compared Nick from the Olympia and then Hunter from Tampa, and man, it was just, I was like, oh yeah, from the front he's got him, but from the back, where is Ferdinando? Right here. I think it was him that did it, actually. Let's see. Oh, yeah, here it is. No. Yes, that's it. Okay. Right. From the front, Hunter, his flow is a little bit better, he's got the smaller waist, so on and so forth. And then what is that? Oh, wrong one. Sorry. That's Brett. And then here, right? Like, okay, Hunter kind of beats him in that pose, I don't know why Nick does that hand behind the waist thing when he hits this shot. I don't know, but like there, it looks impressive. It looks, but in person, Nick's mass is just insane. He's got Mack truck density, and then you go from the back, and it's like, nah, you can't. Look at the adductors and the hamstrings into his glutes from here. Look how low his lats are here.
Still see a little film on Hunter's lower.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, right. Yes, yeah, right. Yeah,
a little skin fold and a hamstring glute tie-in.
Right, and in the Olympia that counts.
That would make a huge. But dude, if he cleans that up a little bit, that's a huge difference.
Yeah,
like everything else will just pop so much more.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And in the Olympia that counts. In Tampa, that doesn't matter. You can get away with it. But in the Olympia, that counts because you're going up against this. You're going up against a guy from the back that very few people could beat. So I know it was pretty impressive. Even this. I mean, look how it's just his back is so thick, and the same thing. It's just his adductors and his hamstrings into his glutes. It's just so massive and grained. I mean, just he's so impressive from the back. See, this shot I would give to Hunter, but and this shot, maybe. Yeah, you know what? No, I wouldn't give this shot to Hunter. I would give it to Nick because Hunter has this little distension here, where Nick's abs are a lot more separated and flow nicer. I don't know. I heard Hunter had a hernia or something like that, and he had it corrected. So that's just the way it is. Yeah, I don't know how true it is, but somebody made a comment when I went over the review. Hunter always does the most muscular, does the hands clasp, and I understand why, because he wants to hide this, and he looks great in that shot, and then he hides this. But I said it, and then somebody made a comment. I don't know who, that said he had a hernia operation, but I don't know how true it is. It's just somebody had said it. I don't know. See, yeah, I mean, he always this kind of most muscular. It looks great in this shot, But Nick could do any most muscular, and it looks good. I don't know. And then as far as Keone, I don't know. This is it's impressive. He looks like he's just about ready. So I don't know if he's doing Texas 212, He looks like he's almost stage ready. So I don't know. What do you think?
He looks like he's a few days out. He could just dry out.
Yeah, I think he's got to be doing this weekend's Texas 212. I don't know, because he looks pretty damn good. His shots are pretty good. See, and this was the Olympia, and that is a beautiful physique, but that's not enough to beat Clarida. Oddly enough, it's not, But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, see. As far as that goes, yeah, man. There's not too many shows left, so now it comes down to the nitty gritty, and I am really interested in seeing what Carlos looks like. And I messaged
this weekend.
The Texas is this weekend coming up. Yeah. No, right? Yes. No. I'm sorry. Next weekend. I apologize. Yes, the following weekend. Yeah. So he's got to be doing.
He's like 10 days out.
Yeah. So he's got to be doing. So Keone's got to be doing Texas. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's the 18th. Is the. I messaged Carlos Thomas Sr. and I said, I said, how's your boy looking? He goes, he's doing good. He's a little hungry, but he's doing all right. I said, how is he going to compare to Hunter? And he goes, let's just say he's going to be in a category of himself, by himself. And you know what? I don't fucking, and I don't think he's saying that just because it's his son. You know what I mean?
I believe him.
Yeah, me too.
I believe him very much.
Yeah. And Carlos does not put much on social media when he's competing, right. So you're not going to see until he see. And I'll be honest with you, as great as a bodybuilder Andrew Jack is, I don't think he put on enough size to beat guys like Hunter or Carlos
We
Thomas
seen
Jr.
him? Have we seen any updates with him?
Let's see. I don't know. I have not checked. You know, oddly enough, I was never, with the exception of Samson Dowder, but I have it's more of a, I'm a big fan of his because of it's more of an emotional thing, if that makes sense, because he was the first
Samson?
guy that,
Yeah.
because he was the first guy who came on my show, right?
Get over it, dude.
Yeah, I know. I can't help it, bro.
It's like when you lose your virginity and you're still feeling about the girl from 20 years ago. Get over it, dude.
Yeah, that happened to me actually. I was 15 and she was 14.
You're still stalking her.
And she lost her virginity at 12, and I was in love with her.
Oh, really? Isn't that illegal?
I think as long as you're a minor too, it's illegal.
Oh,
yeah. Well, that's this to him, but he's got the clothes on. Yeah, she was a real pig. Everybody banged her in the neighborhood. It was unbelievable. Show real whore. They don't really show. There's another guy who doesn't take his shirt off much. This was the last no shirt one. See how he looks phenomenal, but he didn't fill out his frame enough.
Well, he needs more muscle.
Yeah, there's no question about it. He definitely needs more muscle. Because Hunter and Carlos, they're short guys, they're compact. They have this thick muscle with just as good a shape. And I was hoping Andrew Jack would do what Samson did. Samson in a year and a half just fucking turned into a Mack truck. It was unbelievable. So I know, and I think he's working with Andrew Jack is working with Chris Aceto. I'm pretty sure he's working with Aceto. Yes, he is the real technician right here. And I'm like, maybe you should go work with Milos, because whatever formula he's doing for Samson, he's just too tall, and he's a massive person. Like, he towers over these people and he's wider than them, but he needs another 10, 15 pounds of muscle to really dominate the stage, Yeah. But yeah, so I don't think he's going to be able to beat Hunter or Carlos. I think Hunter and Carlos are going to be fighting for 1 and 2, and Andrew Jack's going to come in third. And honestly, if I had to put money on it, I'd put Carlos beating Hunter, and for a couple of reasons. One, what you said before. What? Yeah, for a couple of reasons. One, what you said before, unless Carlos doesn't come in shape, and I don't believe that that's the case, right? I don't think he's not going to come in shape. I think he's looking to make a statement, Carlos.
So if Carlos is dry, if he's dialed in,
yeah. But in my opinion, and I might be, yeah, absolutely. In my opinion, if it's close, I think they're going to give it to Carlos, because you're going to want to see both of those guys at the Olympia.
Yeah, they'll give him another shot.
Yeah. Right. So I think, and it's good business to see both of those guys at the Olympia.
And maybe Hunter's doing it to try to knock him off, not put him in there. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you never know, but
dude, I respected of Hunter, because he's still learning his body.
Yes.
Right. He's doing another show. Maybe he knows he didn't peak right for this one. He's going to try to dial it in for this one even better. So, dude, I respect that. And
I've definitely gained a lot.
And he knows who he's going up against.
Yeah.
So that even more of a hats off to him, because he got some tough competition here.
Yeah.
So he's really throwing it all out there, making himself vulnerable. But dude, that's what fucking champions do. And I have a lot of respect for him for doing that,
Yeah. I couldn't say it better myself. I mean, you basically said it exactly the way it is.
We've talked about it for months, if not for the past year, on the show, how guys aren't competing. Now we have a guy like Hunter who's doing it now.
Yeah.
2 shows in a row. He's already qualified. He doesn't need this. He's fucking doing it anyway. Dude, I love seeing that shit.
Yeah, me too. And I fully respected him more so because he had a bad outing, and he took that and he used it as fuel to come back better this year. And he obviously, that takes that champion's mindset. It takes that champion mindset in order to do that, because a lot of guys would have fell apart from that. Even though look, 7th in the Olympia is but when you're 4th the year before.
Those are the guys that you were just talking about. Okay, the guys that if that breaks you, if you can't handle losing, you shouldn't be in competitive sports.
Right. Yeah.
You shouldn't be a pro if you can't handle losing.
Right.
You know, but if you want to be a successful pro, a loss could be the best thing for you.
Right.
And again, you know, Hunter is showing how to capitalize on that, learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
And he even talked about it when he was on the show with us, that he's only done so many shows. He's going to pick a few shows. He's going to do them. He's going to get to, and the more he does this, the easier it will be the next run around. But sometimes your body preserves, it holds on to that little bit of fat, that little bit of water for survival. But once it gets accustomed to shedding it off, it makes it easier for the next time. And then you can even take it a step further. So by doing this, I think this is only going to be better and better for the future of Hunter Labrada.
Yeah, no, I agree, because he showed it to the world. He goes, yeah, I fucked up last year, but look what I could do this year. And he did it. Now he's in the conversation for top 5 again at the Olympia, and people are asking, is he going to be able to beat Carlos? Can he beat Nick? You know.
Well, dude, I think we're going to have an entirely different top 5 this year.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think Derek is going to be in it. Yeah, you know what? I think the big changes are going to be Hunter and Samson are going to be in the top 5 this year.
Well, I really think, based upon what Hunter does in Texas, is going to show what he's going to be at the. If he look, he could fucking lose it and come in worse for Texas. And like, dude, come on, like it's. Then you got to pull it together again for the Olympia.
Right.
So it could go either way. So I don't even want to make a prediction based upon now. I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
From an athlete's point of view, and then even just an objective judge's point of view, I like what I'm seeing with him.
Yeah.
But it's too soon. But there's some new blood that could really change the trajectory of this year's final call out for the Olympia, you know?
And one person nobody's talking about is Big Ramy.
Wonder why. I'm not.
Yeah, he hasn't been doing.
He's going to be one of those guys. I think it's going to fall.
Me too. I agree. He came in 5th. He came in 5th last year, and that honestly was probably a gift. Samson probably should have beat him. I think he's going to fall out of the top 5. He's going to probably get.
He dropped to 5th, not because of missing his peak, you know, not because of bad timing, not because of getting sick or something. He missed his peak or he didn't look as good as because, dude, he's got ailments and he's in a decline.
Right.
That doesn't get better in another year, you know.
Right. Especially at his size.
Right. Those ailments usually get worse.
Right.
More visible. And it's going to open the door for some of these fresh blood guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And we also got to see how Brett Wilkins is going to do. I don't know what show he's doing. I think he's doing. Oh no, he's doing the Olympia. He already qualified for the Olympia last year.
Yeah.
So he looks big. I don't know if you saw him, but he looks fucking big. Did you see what he looks like? Yeah, let's just look him up because he looks and big and in shape. Where are we here? Yeah, here you go. Yeah, he put on a lot of size, and you know that's impressive because he's still.
Where's he from?
Was Brett from? I don't know. I'm not sure, but he looks like he did his homework this year, man. You know, what's he doing here? Is he working out? He's doing. Oh man, he's doing fucking rack pulls. Oh, with the bands. I'm a dick. Yeah, he looks good. He looks pretty damn good. He put on a lot of size.
What was that?
That's him.
No, your commentary. What was that?
I don't know. I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know.
Those bands are good. You ever use them?
No, I never used them.
They fucking help.
I'm sure they do. Oh, I didn't tell you this. Speaking of bands, listen to this shit.
Not rock bands.
No, I got it.
Resistance.
Yeah, I know. Listen to this. There's a new guy at my job, right? And he's a nice guy, but he tries to fit in too hard. And the way he tries to fit in is he lies, he bullshits. But he tries to bullshit about things you know about, right? So he knows I'm into to have the podcast and I'm into bodybuilding, and he was trying to tell me that he was, personal trainer and that he trained, pro bodybuilders and all this crap and blah, 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 blah. So I just yes him to death and so on and so forth. And then I finally, like, we were working together one day, just a couple of weeks ago, and I finally just blew up. And I'm like, dude, you're so fucking full of shit, right? But what he told me, I was like, we were talking about, when he was a personal trainer, which he probably wasn't, but he goes, yeah, I had a girl that was competing. She was 132 pounds, and I had her leg pressing 8 plates for reps. And I was like, dude, that doesn't even, no. I was like, I've never seen a girl on 132 pounds leg pressing eight plates. I've never seen it in my life. And he goes,
shit reps. They could be, reps where she's moving.
yeah. And he goes,
toe lift.
His answer was, no, I'm that good of a trainer. And I went, no, you're full of shit. I was like, dude, you're so fucking full of shit. And he goes, no, why would I lie to you? I was like, because you're a bullshit artist. That's why you would lie.
Because you're an asshole.
And I was like, okay, all right. I went like this. Name me 3. I was like, name me 3 elite trainers in the world. I was like, you know what? No, don't name me 3. Name me 1. Give me 1 elite trainer in the world. Give me 1. And he's like, I can't. I never paid attention to that. I can't tell you that. I was like, because you're full of shit. Because anybody who trains at the level that you claim to train knows who the best guys in the world are. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And we were going back and forth and back and forth. The problem is when you call out somebody who's full of shit, he doesn't cave. He doesn't go, okay, you're right, I'm full of shit. It just gets worse, right? And then I get frustrated. I'm like, oh, you fucking stop! You're full of shit. And then
dude, now it's survival. They don't want to come across as being stupid.
Yeah, right.
I think when somebody gets caught in a lie and they just keep digging themselves in a bigger fucking hole,
yeah,
instead of just admitting, all right, dude, I fucked up,
And I said, and you want to say, and this was the topper. He goes, and I said, you want to say you train pro bodybuilders? And he goes, no, not pro, semi-pro. I went semi-pro. They don't even use that kind of language.
Like they do. It's in Planet Fitness. They have all the semi-pro. Trains them all. They're lined up.
It's unbelievable. If you're gonna lie to me, at least lie to me. At least tell me you were a coach in the NHL, because then I would have no fucking clue.
Right.
I would have no idea. I don't watch hockey. I never did. Don't know the major players. No clue. Then I would.
Here's the bigger puzzle.
Yeah.
Why do you bother yourself with this fucking guy, dude?
Because I had to work with him all day, and he was lying to me all day.
But who gives a shit? He's in his glory.
So here's the funny part. Here's the funny part. So now the argument's getting heated, right? And he goes, all right, that's it. I'm not, you're not being, he goes, you're not being nice anymore. Don't talk to me like that, because I'm calling him a fucking bullshit artist. You're full of shit. You're a jerk off, right? I'm just going at him. So I walk away. About 20 minutes later, because it's not even lunchtime yet, right? So the next half of 20 minutes later, we got to go back to work. And I stand next to him and I just give him an elbow, and he looks at me, and I give him a pound. I was like, he goes, all right, don't worry about it. And then that was it. So at least he had that. And so we've been cool ever since. But here's the thing. He's not really bullshitting much anymore. I think it was like this trying to be accepted in the new job kind of deal. Because we worked.
Maybe you just need to hear it.
Yeah, we worked together overtime yesterday, and he wasn't lying or bullshitting or anything like that. He wasn't. Well, I mean, because the stories that he throws around, that he owned a strip club, and that these Russian guys tried to take over a strip club, and he had to beat up one of the Russian guys, and he fought in MMA, and his wife is a 6 foot tall Russian girl, and it's just all going back and forth, and it's just like all this nonsense. So apparently I wasn't the only one that called him out. Somebody else did. And then I didn't know this. It was before me. And then he actually told one of the supervisors that he was, that because this guy,
threatened him.
They didn't threaten him. He basically said something. I don't remember. He said, I think he wasn't working. He was bullshitting. And the guy he was working with is like a real, like he works, right? Like if you want something done and has to get done and done right, you put this guy on the job. So he's not fooling around. As with me, I'm going to do it half-assed and be like, well, I'll get back to it tomorrow.
Fucking
right?
union workers.
Exactly. Right. And there's really not, right. So And that depends. You know, it all depends. Like I'll give like 90%. I ain't giving it.
Probably shouldn't say that on the podcast.
They don't listen to it, so don't worry about it. They're certainly not going to listen to a bodybuilding podcast. You got to see what the guys look like at work. Jesus Christ, they look like union workers. So anyway, so he went and told one of the supervisors, and basically like was complaining about him. So that even ruined his reputation even more. Now it's like you're a rat, and you can't even you ran to the supervisor. You know, that kind of thing. So it just ruined his reputation. Like now, like a lot of people don't even like want to. So it made me kind of feel bad for him a little bit too. Like, you know, so that, you know, so when I see him now, we're cool. We just shoot the shit. And, you know, like
sometimes people, they want, it's like the loud dog, barking dog. They just sometimes be heard, you know, and then the reality is they're you know, they're emotionally damaged, or they don't feel like you like them. They're looking for attention. But once you kind of accept them, you start to see the real them. And you know, for the most part, I've dealt with people like that, dude. And then a lot of them, they're good people. You know, they are good people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They just come across with this wall and this wall of protection.
Yeah,
they've either been hurt before.
Yeah, it's definitely an insecurity thing, you know.
Yeah, once you get through that, dude, you know,
because there's a few guys at work. There's probably a handful of guys at work that bullshit just for the sake of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, because you know where I work, there's like 60 guys, right? So there's like maybe, you know, 3 or 4 guys out of the 60 that are like full of shit. It's just bullshitting them. But this guy took the cake. You know, this guy was like that. That's how bad it was. I was like, really, really fucking bad. You know, and there's this one guy that he's not a bullshit artist, but he's a one better guy.
One better?
Yeah, one better guy.
Oh, he's gonna one better you. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anything you say, he's gonna one better you. You know, so it's like, oh, I went to the dentist, I had a fucking wisdom tooth removed. You're like, yeah, I got my whole bottom jaw removed, and they had to fucking put it back. You know, it's like, and we actually, he did that so much that we actually utilized his last name, and we utilize his last name to call out somebody else who's the one better, doing the one better thing, right? So, like, let's say you're the one better guy. We'll be like, did you just orange me?
Right. Like you got lost.
Yeah. You know, it's just like, oh God. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's. I mean,
are you a football fan?
Not at all.
Really?
Yeah, I do not want. Why? What's going on in the NFL?
I got tickets to the Giant Jet game this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you inviting me?
No.
Oh, fuck.
No, I was invited. If they were mine, I would.
I'm only busting your balls.
Well, you're not a football fan.
Yeah, I would go anyway, just to tailgate and drink.
A friend of mine, he has a good friend that had season tickets, and he offered us 2 for the Giants versus Jets. I'm a Giant fan, and my friend's a Jet fan.
Oh, so you could. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yo, did you ever fucking go on YouTube and see like the fights in the stands for football games or baseball games or basketball games? Yo, they're fucking crazy.
Some are vicious, dude.
Oh, they're out of control. It's like, dude, it's a fucking baseball game. Chill out. There's another one tomorrow. You know, I don't understand that whole tribal kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have to be part of, you know, the Cubs or whatever and beat up the White Sox fan. I don't fucking get it, you know?
Dude, people are angry and they'll look for any excuse, you know, to let it out.
Yeah, apparently. Yo, and the girls get into it too.
Dude, just talk politics. You'll fucking have a fist fight in the street.
Yeah, I refuse to do that.
Be honest, I think it's gotten a little better. I think maybe because I don't talk about it anymore.
I don't talk about it.
Yeah,
I will not talk about politics.
I just, you know.
I will talk about social issues, but I won't talk about direct politics like Biden, Trump, things. I don't talk about.
But I'll just talk facts, you know. And if Trump fucks up, I'm going to talk about it. If Biden fucks up, I'm going to talk about it. Yeah. And if something is funny, I'm going to fucking talk about it.
Oh yeah, dude. Not for nothing, but there's a girl on Instagram. I actually messaged her to come on my other channel, but I saw that she read it, but she didn't get back to me. She's hilarious, and she does a great impression of Kamala Harris. Dude, she's spot on.
Really?
What is her name? SD? Her name, I think it's her Instagram was like mommy RN89, or I guess that's when she was born or whatever, something like that. And her name is Esty. I think she's from New York too. And she does this Kamala Harris impersonation. She is fucking spot on. She's so spot on that Ben Shapiro actually showed it on his podcast.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just fucking. But what she'll do is like, then she'll do it like she'll just she'll be like doing a Kamala Harris going. So when the president shits his pants, who do you think has to clean it up? But the way she does it's spot on. She's fucking hilarious. But yeah, I'll send it to you because it's fucking funny, man.
Yeah.
But other than yeah, man, I don't talk. I try not to talk politics at work because
first of all, a couple of years ago, people were fucking fighting.
Yeah, the whole industry
lines
literally in the street with Antifa and BLM and with the Proud Boys. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
And you know the thing,
just spun in whatever direction you're going in.
And the thing is, I really truly believe that the majority of people don't know what they're talking about, including me, which is why I really don't talk about. I try to only talk about things I know about, right? Which is not much.
If you want to watch the news, right? Watch your regular local news. Not cable news where they have a point of view. Just tell me the fucking facts. What happened?
Do you know where I get my news from? I'll be honest with you. And he is a little bit partial, but why I like him is he has discussions. I watch Valuetainment. I love Patrick Ben-David on Valuetainment. The guy is a fucking business genius because he came from nothing. His parents were immigrants from Iran, I think Iran. And he was his father was like a retail worker who didn't make much money. And they lived in California. And he joined the United States military. And then when he was in the military, he finished college. And when he got out of the military, he worked, but then he started his own insurance business. And he made a lot of money starting his own insurance, but then he started Valuetainment. And it's just, the guy just grew. Oh yeah. When you go, he's the guy is, and he had on, again, I don't really like talking politics, but he's mostly on the right. But I think the majority of people are leaning toward the right now only because of this craziness with the trans and the kids and the people jumping into, women. Because for a long time, like before, like I would always vote Democrat before Donald Trump, right? And then the whole thing I didn't change, society changed. And I'm like, well, you people are nuts. I'm going to go the other way, right? But he had Anthony Weiner on. The guy who showed his ding-a-ling to a 15-year-old girl. He showed his ding-a-ling a few times.
I didn't know it was a minor.
And the last one was a minor.
I thought it was an escort.
Yeah, I know it was a minor. The last one was a minor. One was on Twitter. And apparently he put the first dick pic was on Twitter, but he didn't realize that it was in public. It was public, and then he fucking deleted it, but it was too late. People got, and then they did it a second time, and I'm pretty sure the third time he did time. He went to jail for like, I don't know, 2 years or something like that, whatever. And the last time was a 15-year-old girl that he showed a dick pic to, and he was on Patrick Ben-David, and dude, I don't know how Patrick Ben-David didn't throw him off the show because it was such a heated debate, and he don't really get that way, which is why I like him so much, because he'll have people from the left and people from the right. And if he disagrees with him, he usually disagrees respectfully, but Weiner was like he was really like going in, like he wouldn't let him, and then they started arguing. I would have thrown him off the show if that was me, but it's a great podcast because he
21 months in prison. Pled guilty to transferring obscene material to a minor.
Yeah, there you go.
Sentenced to 21 months in prison. He's also required to permanently register as a sex offender. Fuck him.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, his wife is like best friends with Hillary Clinton.
Oh yeah.
So he was in, and he was running for mayor, and this was he was trying to run for mayor, and this thing just killed him. And now, of course, they're separated.
So he's end up on her email or something.
What happened?
one of them end up on her email or something?
Well, that what had happened was because the last one where he showed up on a minor, what happened was the feds came and took his laptop, and then his wife had emails between her and Hillary Clinton, and that opened up the investigation to Hillary all over again.
Okay.
So now
but was there anything found or no?
I have no idea. I didn't look too far, but it was just now he's completely on the outs and his political career is fucking over. He has a radio show on like AM radio or something like that.
Does he?
Yeah, as if that's gonna fucking like as if he's got like 3 people. I got more people that fucking listen to me than he does.
Right.
You know. But dude, what's great about that podcast is he doesn't just do politics. He's interviewed Mike Tyson, Kobe Bryant before he died. He had Michael Frances and Sammy the Bull. He had a lot of good people on. He's a good interviewer, man. He's super intelligent. He was just on Joe Rogan, you know, super intelligent guy. And I like the fact that he came from nothing and he made it, you know, and he's a family man too. He's got, you know, married, 2 kids, the whole deal, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. Oh, there's Charlie.
There's Charlie.
There's Charlie. Charlie's like, fuck it. I'm
Charlie
sleeping.
Winner. Charlie Winner. My buddy.
He's a cute dog. Did you see my dog goes in the pool now?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't see. You got to go on my Instagram. He jumped.
I've been so jammed up with shit.
Yeah, I know. He jumps in the pool, and then we got to get him a life vest because he just jumps in the pool.
He swim?
Yeah, well, with the life vest on. The first time he jumped in the pool, I was in the pool, and you know, I held him, and he's just swimming. So my wife ordered a life vest, and now we just put the life vest on him, and he just goes right in. Yeah, yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Anyway, all right, we're gonna call it quits. Arns, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on every week. Of course, I appreciate it. And and next week we will be having the winner of the Teenage Nationals. What's his name? Justin. I forgot his last name.
No, I got it. It's Jesus Christ. I was talking to him earlier. Just Jesus Christ. I'm retarded.
No, it's not Jesus Christ. It's Justin.
No, it's not.
Justin
Grimberg.
If we had Jesus Christ on, it would be significant.
Now we get some views for that.
Yeah.
This year's Teenage National Overall Champion and Teenage Muscle Beach Champion.
That's right.
Justin Grimberg.
Right. Yeah.
He's actually coming out to Jersey next weekend to train one day with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yo, the kid's got the goods because
he's a good kid, dude. I like him. I like him. I see. I see a lot of promise in him, and from what I see already, dude, he's got tremendous work ethic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And good head on his shoulders. You know.
Yeah. I'll take him far, and his legs are amazing for a fucking 19-year-old kid.
Well, dude, he's complete. He's got everything.
Yeah. He could. I think he could. I think he's going to be one day a very, very good professional bodybuilder. But so he'll be on next week. So that should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
And that's about it, dude. And remember, I Prevail subs. Go get your subs. Subscribe and like to my fucking channel. And that's about it, dude. All right, brother.
No amino flavors, and you still got to try the Pump X. And the new Mission flavors.
Then I gotta order the new Mission from you, but pump. I don't do the pump thing, but the aminos are. Yeah, I don't know. I just
do the pump pills. I mean, I don't know if you tried the Forge, the pump powder.
Yeah, I've done that. I do it. I was when I had both. I was scooping. Both in.
Pump X is a heavy dose of arachidonic acid and
oh, that's right.
Inflammatory compounds that really you'll feel it.
Yeah. So make sure you get Pump X, get your bronchitis acid pterodactyl.
God bless you.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you later, bro.
See you tomorrow. Later.